Being part of the WWE, or F, whatever you want to call it, damn pandas, during the Attitude Era made you a superstar. There's a reason why people like Val Venus are still fondly remembered today, and a major one is because of when they were able to compete. Plus the fact his gimmick was that of a porn star, with a finishing move called the money shot, which is a reference to never mind. But just because you competed during pro wrestling's peak doesn't mean you are guaranteed to be a household name. In fact, many individuals have completely vanished off the radar. I'm the secret love child of Cesaro and Goldberg, aka Simon, from What Culture, and this is 10 Attitude Era WWE superstars you totally don't remember. Number 10. Key. Who the hell decides to call a pro wrestler Key? Key! A tool that unlocks things. Unless you're a door, that's the opposite of intimidating. And yet that was the name given to Vic Grimes in the WWF whatever, who in July 1999 portrayed a drug dealer trying to get Hawk from LOD addicted on illegal substances. So Droz could take his place. If only I was making that up. Unsurprisingly, he wasn't seen more than a handful of times, and Grimes eventually moved over to ECW, where he made his name with one of the most ludicrous stunt falls in wrestling history. It's amazing he didn't die. Number 9. Papi Chulo. Let's get it out of the way from the off. Papi Chulo is Spanish for Pimp Daddy. It's one of those moments where that friend who hates you because you like wrestling has more evidence as to why they're right. Debuting at WrestleMania 14 despite being only 18 years old, Pimp was then called Aguila and went after Taka Michinoku's light heavyweight title. It could have been a success too if WWE had given us stuff about thin people that could do flippy moves, but they don't. Soon repackaged as Papi and then finally S.A. Rios, his most notable mark was introducing future women's champ Lita to the audience. Plus he had amazing theme music. It was like a fiesta for your ears. Number 8. Just Joe. You know you're in for a bad run when you get given the name Just Joe. Who are you? I'm Just Joe. It gets worse when you're informed that your main role will be delivering messages to other superstars, meaning you're a wrestling postman. Not sure the demand for that is too high. Joe must have hoped for higher things, especially as he broke in with 3 men that became huge stars, Edge, Christian and Rhino. While they were tearing it up though, Just Joe was just serving as an errand boy with the dastardly twist that he would just cause shenanigans upon delivery as opposed to just doing his damn job. That'll get over. In the least surprising moment in WWE history, he vanished from TV and was released in 2001. Number 7. Public Enemy. Public Enemy were one of the best tag teams of the late 90s. Heroes to the ECW faithful, they won tag team gold there no less than 4 times before being tempted away by WCW. Their run down south wasn't as successful, but the duo still managed to become champs once again. Then in '99, they joined the WWE. Everything dictated that rock and grunge would be a huge success given how popular and edgy Raw was at the time, and yet Public Enemy almost immediately disappeared. A bad reputation even before they debuted, the team were fed to the acolytes and were gone after a couple of months. Number 6. Mr. Hughes. Curtis Hughes had programs with the likes of Triple H and The Undertaker, and yet he has nothing more than a footnote when it comes to the history of pro wrestling. While he took on the Dead Man and backed up the game in 1993 and 1997 respectively, his Attitude Era run came when he served as the bodyguard for Chris Jericho. He sucked, however, leaving Jericho to turn on him and start a feud, which is exactly what Jericho was hoping for when he left WCW. It didn't last long, and soon Mr. Hughes was booted into obscurity. Number 5. Southern Justice. The Godwins make me sad. Presented as farmers, Mark Canterbury and Dennis Knight were given the names Henry O. Godwin and Phineas I. Godwin, which when abbreviated stands for hog and pig. There's some more ammo for that wrestling-hating friend again. This wouldn't fly during the hard-hitting Attitude Era though, so the team was repackaged as Southern Justice and left to serve as Jeff Jarrett's muscle. When Canterbury broke his neck, however, the team was left surplus to requirements and quickly disbanded. It did leave Dennis Knight to transition into Midian, and then Naked Midian, which was the same gimmick, except he was naked. Yep. Number 4. K Quick. What is it with Ron Killings and hyphens? K-Quick, R-Truth, K-Crush, K-Ziggler. That last one is real, by the way, too. It was a low point for us all. Long before the rap superstar was playing the role of a confused maniac though, R-Truth did have a presence during the Attitude Era as K-Quick. Debuting in 2000 as the new partner of the Road Dogg, the team had the worst entrance music in history. And I mean the worst. It was basically the two of them screaming over each other to see who could be the loudest. It makes my ears bleed. Unfortunately for Quick, he was left in limbo as Road Dogg's drug issues worsened and resulted in him getting fired. After a brief hardcore title reign, the hyphened one was also let go. Number 3. Haku. If word is to be believed, Haku would eat you if you got on the wrong side of him. A legitimate tough guy that other wrestlers would tiptoe around, we all remember him teaming with Andre the Giant as the Colossal Connection in the late 80s. What many don't is that he came back to the WWE for the Attitude Era. Making a surprise return at the Royal Rumble in 2001, it wasn't a one-and-done appearance as he teamed with Rikishi to form a bad guy tag team. When Rikishi got injured, however, it left Haku with nothing else to do but look terrifying in a corner backstage, and he was released in July of the same year, which is also when the entire locker room breathed a huge sigh of relief. Number 2. Dan Severn. No one could pull off a grey t-shirt quite like Dan the Beast Severn. Plus he had a mean moustache. We should all be ashamed of ourselves for not remembering this obvious hero and legend. A UFC and NWA champion, proving his prowess for both predetermined and legit fighting, Severn seemed to be poised for some kind of run. Only he couldn't talk, and often looked confused. After a lackluster showing in a failed program with old UFC rival Ken Shamrock, Dan was sent packing. Even his theme music got given to Steve Williams, showing exactly what WWE thought of him. Or they probably just forgot he existed. Number 1. Meat. Remember that friend who hates you because of wrestling? They just won. Thanks a lot, Meat. One of the weirdest gimmicks in history, Meat served as the boy toy for Jacqueline and Terry Runnels' Pretty Mean Sister stable. Which, yes, stands for PMS. We literally cannot win. The character never went anywhere, and he was soon fired even after a brief switch where he used his actual name, Sean Stasiak. Let it be known, though, that I once made Stasiak look beyond sad when I kept shouting "Meat" at him during a WCW Nitro taping in London. I actually feel bad about it to this day. Have any fond memories of obscure Attitude Era wrestlers? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can even keep telling me how I look like Ryback on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture? Feed me more.